hate the videos where they go through supermarkets picking shit out of people's trolleys and then telling them how shit it is.
Imagine that.
Chin him.
Someone.
Yeah, I would absolutely chin him.
I was gonna rant about the summer again and how people just kind of scrap everything. I thought we'd talk about what we do and what we do with our clients instead.
For the next 2 months, we're just going to maintain. On the days where you don't have something on, we're going to still track so that then when these little occasions pop up here and there, you can literally just go and enjoy them.
People only view progress as fat loss. Maintenance is probably the hardest thing to do. So if you can go and enjoy a summer and still train and still watch your nutrition on the vast majority of days and just kind of tick over, as we say, but still really enjoy yourself and come back in the same position that you left, that's huge progress.
8 o'clock in the morning, I'll have fish and a rice cake.
Okay, welcome back.
What's going on? Welcome back.
Fish and a rice cake.
Fish
I'm Jake.
and rice cake. Yep.
He's Jake
I know, last time I checked.
/ Dave.
Yep.
And we are here to give you some non-sciencey, slightly ranty advice and help you get into shape, whether that be losing fat, building muscle, whatever it might be, and basically wading through all the shit that is out there. Eddie Abu.
Just chucking that. We should do that every time we say that on each episode. Just chuck a different sort of fad
Joe,
influencer in.
I think we've kind of spoken about this before, but I definitely feel like his reign is coming to.
Do you think?
Yeah.
You know what? Now that you say that,
He's just gone batshit crazy.
now that you say that, his stuff hasn't come up in like a month.
I've not seen
now,
it for ages.
Whereas there was a period of time where no matter what,
couldn't
it was
avoid it.
Up. Everyone was
Couldn't avoid
talking
it.
about him, and now
Yeah.
it's like, so maybe so.
I just think he's gone too far with it. Like there's.
He's been giving talks at universities.
Fuck off.
What self-respecting nutritionist at a university, like academic nutritionist, has gone, yeah, this makes sense. Let's let the students listen to this absolute
That is
shit.
frightening. That is frightening. I mean,
But then again, I think it was Warwick University, so
oh, I don't know.
I don't know Warwick University, to be fair. I only know it from the In-Betweeners episode when they go to the university.
But yeah, no, I feel like, because there was one where he went into the butcher's and he literally just like, he ordered some like steak or whatever, and he was just like, basically stop eating like cooked meat and eat it raw, and just started eating a raw steak in the butcher's. It's like, listen, we always knew he was a little bit fucking mental, but his underlying message was actually okay for the best part of it. Just
Yeah, but he's just gone too extreme for
it's
the
just gone
clicks, hasn't he?
far too fucking
Do you know what
extreme.
really annoys me? And he's not the only one to do it. Like, loads of people do it. I hate the videos where they go through supermarkets picking shit out of people's trolleys and then telling them how shit it is.
Imagine that.
I'm not.
I would
I'd
chin someone.
I would absolutely chin him.
If I'm walking around a supermarket, someone comes and picks something out of my fucking trolley and tells me how bad it is for me.
It's when he does it to like a parent with like 3-4 kids around them, and they've got all these little snack pots and stuff in there, and he's like, this is shit, you shouldn't be feeding your kids this is shit, you need to be back. And it's like, you fucking feed 4 kids. Like, I don't have 4 kids, I can imagine it's not cheap to feed them, and you're not gonna be having, and you don't know what someone's like financial situation
You're
is.
taking them to the butchers and getting them grass-fed steak each, are you? Like, it's just not gonna happen. Like,
It really, and he's not the only one to do it, but it really winds me up when I see it, because I just think like, what's like the audacity, the arrogance of someone to do that just for a video, just for a few clicks.
mate. Stupid. Yeah, but anyway,
Got off to a rant to start with.
outside of that, I was just gonna rant about the weather, to be honest, and we went on to Eddie Boo because it's currently July and it's just shit, innit?
Yeah.
It's just properly shit. I think we had like a couple of days of like warm weather last week.
We have had some nice stints because my hay fever's been well bad at points.
mate,
I know we've chatted about it.
Mine's just about kind of coming out. I've not taken any like tablets or anything for about a week or so now.
Yeah, I haven't.
But generally speaking, considering it's been July, it's not stopped raining this week.
No, it's been fucking awful.
It's shit.
Been really shit.
It's really shit.
Makes walking the dog a pain in the ass because I've got to bath him every time he comes in now. Like, rinse his feet.
But
now.
even when we went to Cornwall a few weeks ago, like, you think, oh, it's summer. So all we packed was summer clothes. And we got there and it was pretty cold and it rained most of the time. And it's like...
Do you know, we used to go to Cornwall every year as a family help. We spoke about it the other week, didn't we? And we always used to go at the May bank holiday, so around the end of May.
That's always the best time.
Always,
That's
every
always the best
year,
time.
like amazing weather. Every
I,
year.
I find with the summer, we get like an early... like bit of an Indian summer, like earlier on, so like April, May time. Like say the bank holidays in May, always like stand out in my mind as decent weather. Then it goes shit for like June and July because my birthday's the end of June and it's never nice on my birthday, like ever. And then it kind of turns back around again, more like August, September.
Yeah, well, my birthday's mid-August and it's usually pretty nice by then.
Yeah, it's just fucking shit though.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to just run about basically because it's annoying me. But I do go on holiday in a few weeks' time.
You do, so you're going to be getting a bit of sun.
Getting a bit of sun, getting a bit of vitamin D.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, mate, actually. Dubrovnik we're going to. So
I would like to go to Dubrovnik. But the film Game of Thrones in Dubrovnik, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to go and do like the walk like the castle walls and stuff like that. Yeah. I think it's King's Landing officially.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, that would be quite good to do.
Yeah, I know. So I'm looking forward to that. Game of Thrones is class, wasn't it?
It was until the last season.
Oh, apart from last season, I was just about to say.
They fucked for last season. They ended it too quick.
Yeah.
Like, and all these different like character arcs that they'd built up over so many hours.
Just built down in
seasons,
like
literally just reversed them.
Yeah, I know.
Like with Daenerys.
Yeah.
Daenerys, it is.
Yeah, Daenerys. Yeah.
The whole thing about her was like being this like really good person, this great queen who wasn't going to become her dad, who was an absolute psychopath and burnt everything down. Built all that up, did all these different things, and then literally, oh no, she's changed her mind.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
It was shit. It was a proper shit ending.
But the show as a whole was good.
Oh, it was unbelievable. Like the series prior to it. But I don't think because they were. If I'm right in saying, I don't think the books ever were.
No, they've exceeded the books. The books are still coming out.
Books. That's it, right? So I think the thing is, if the books were still coming out, they probably would have ended it really well because no doubt, like the writers of the book will come up with a really great ending for it.
Well, it's tough in it because George R.R. Martin's still writing the book. I think it's the final or maybe the second to last book that he's still writing. People are waiting for. But he has been an active part of writing the TV shows.
Okay,
but he's obviously not going to give him the ending that he's got planned for his books. So it's always going to be different.
I'll definitely read that book.
Yeah,
It'd be so interesting.
I've tried reading them.
Yeah.
I'm not a big reader. Like, I'm really, really slow.
Yeah.
And I think I got to book 5 or book 6. So not a bad effort because they're big books.
Yeah.
And I got to about book 5 and I think I got about 400 pages in and not a lot had happened. It was still sort of dealing with the fallout from the previous book.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I've been reading this for about 2 months now and what's happened. I'm stuck. and I never went any further, but I should probably try and pick them back up.
Have you ever watched House of Dragons?
I've started watching.
Is it any good?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, there's one season and then they're just on to the second season.
Is it as good as Game of Thrones or?
I would say so.
Oh, would you?
I would say so.
Okay.
It kind of it goes straight in with more action,
right? Okay.
Because you kind of know what to expect.
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones has built it all up, and it's basically set. I think maybe 200 years prior,
right?
Where
it's the Targaryens,
where the Targaryens have all the dragons, and it's like the civil war amongst them. It's definitely worth. If you like Game of Thrones, it's worth watching.
Okay,
like, it's good.
I might watch that.
But
But anyway, so what we are going to talk about is, I was gonna rant about the summer again and how people just kind of scrap everything. And to be fair, we are going to talk about it, but we're going to put a slightly different spin on it.
Yeah.
So
we talk about it quite a lot.
We talk about it quite a lot because everyone seems to be sacking it off in the summer, right?
Yeah.
And I thought we'd talk about what we do and what we do with our clients instead. So generally speaking, what we tend to see as a trend is people will naturally diet into the summer because people want to get in shape for the holidays and want to feel good across the summer. Totally understand that, right? We do the same, etc. It's absolutely fine. But what most people do then is just completely scrap everything, right? So it's just like, okay, well, it's the summertime now. I've got holidays. I've got a few barbecues. The Euros are on. So there's a lot going on. So I'm just gonna I've done the hard work. I'll just leave it. And that's probably the worst thing that you can do, right? Because this generally just is a slippery road to gaining a hell of a lot of weight, getting out of shape very quickly because it takes you a while to get into shape, right? So why would you want to undo it all in the space of 1 or 2 months? And trust me, like, you will do, especially if you just let things go completely. And then often what happens is people then come back around and September hits, kids go back to school, normality sinks back in because the summer's finishing. And it's like, shit, let's get rid of this again.
Yeah.
And you're back to square one.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's just that you're essentially yo-yo dieting.
Repeating the same 6 to 10 weeks effort, just 2 or 3 times a year, but it's the same 6 to 10 weeks, and you're just constantly getting back to the same spot. It's like Groundhog Day, isn't it? Just
doing the same thing. Like I say, it's a glorified yo-yo diet, isn't it? That's essentially what it is. Yeah, and we see it all the time. So we were going to talk about what we do because we understand that you want to enjoy the summer because we want to enjoy the summer as well. We understand our clients do. So we have a slightly different approach to the summer.
Yeah. It's and it's literally a case of starting off the same, dieting down for the summer, and by the summer we generally mean you'll probably have a date that you want to be in shape for, whatever it is. You're going away on holiday, you've got a family event, you've got a barbecue, whatever it is. You go to the beach for the day. I don't know. I'd quite like to go to the beach for the day. I've not been for ages. But that's like the start of the summer that we'd class it as. And then you might say, and then for a couple of months after that, I've got barbecues, Euros, another trip, a weekend away, all these things on, and I just want to enjoy them. So we will then take the view of, okay, for the next 2 months, we're just going to maintain.
Yeah.
And by that we mean, on the days where you don't have something on, we're going to still track.
Just be normal.
We're going to tighten up a little bit. Not diet, we're not going to be extreme dieting, but we're still going to have some consistency and some plan, so that then when these little occasions pop up here and there, you can literally just go and enjoy them.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it.
And I think the reality is, if you think about it, you've probably got one planned social per week, at most, like one planned, right? Then there might be the fact that you've got, like, I don't know, summer drinks with work and stuff like that. Okay, fine. So let's kind of turn that into 2 socials per week on average across the course of 8 weeks. There is still a hell of a lot of time there. I can't be asked doing the maths on it, but there's still a hell of a lot of days where you can just actually do the basics.
Yeah.
And then that allows you to go and enjoy those socials completely guilt-free, knowing that you're not slipping backwards.
Yeah.
So it blows my mind that people would just not do anything on the other days because simply they've got 2 socials on at the weekend.
Yeah.
But that is genuinely the thought process of a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it makes no sense. Like, it literally makes no sense. Again, going back to the post I put up at the weekend about, I've just got back from a stag do. It's been my birthday. I had a week holiday. And actually, I'm trying to drop body fat at the moment. And I've still managed to make progress around all of that. Maybe not as fast as what I'd like, but I've just made sure the days that I can, I've just nailed them. And then when I've needed the flexibility to go to Copenhagen and drink 82 pints, I've done it.
Because I think more than anything, it gives you that sort of, that mental buffer, so that when you are at the occasions, you're not thinking, this is class, I'm enjoying myself, but look, fucking hell, I'm going to pay for this in a few weeks, and I'm going to have some work to do. You can actually just be there and like, this is class, I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah, I feel great in my clothes.
And that's it, knowing that, by the end of it, you're going to be in the same position you went into it, and then you're going to be in a good position to go into a gaining phase or another diet phase if you still wanted to diet, whatever you want to do.
The thing is as well, and I've got quite a few clients who are from they live in Hong Kong, and they're all kind of expats, like Irish, English, whatever, and they get the whole summer off, like school, so that they've just finished now, actually, so in July, and they don't go back until September, and they have, I kid you not, like, they live just the most ridiculous lifestyles, and they're all just shooting off like different places of the world, just traveling for basically 2 months. Got like probably 6 or 7 of them doing it. Probably listen to this podcast. Hi guys, and they, I've said to them every single one of them, like, we've worked really hard. You're all doing amazingly well. Like, you're all in great shape, whatever. So now is a time to enjoy the hard work you put in. None of them have sat me off as their coach, by the way. You know, considering the fact that they're not really going to be doing much for 2 months. Like, none of them. But what I have said to them is, we're just going to touch base once a week, see how we're doing, still take over in the gym a little bit. I've probably reduced the training sessions, so some of them doing 4 or 5, we're now down to like 3, taking into consideration it's probably going to be like basic hotel gyms and stuff like that. Some of them aren't tracking calories, some of them are tracking calories. Again, it all depends. Some of them are, I've said, listen, let's just go for like a couple of meals a day, limit how much we're snacking, give them targets around that, and they're all just so on board with it. And it's so refreshing, because I know every single one of them is going to come back at the end of the summer and they will have enjoyed themselves, but they'll be in the same position.
Yeah.
Because we've managed things. We've not been super strict. We've given loads of flexibility and freedom to do the things they need to do, but there's still some form of accountability. There's still some form of structure, and there's still some support there to make sure that we're just not sliding backwards.
Yeah, I've got the same thing. One of my clients at the minute, Richard, he's on holiday, and he's been my client for like 2.5 years now, and he's done really, really well, like completely changed his physique, massively got into his training, got a lot stronger, but he goes away on, he's a tattoo artist.
Okay.
He'll go away on holiday for like a month at a time, which is what he's doing at the minute. He's just come towards the end of it. He doesn't cancel coaching. He doesn't stop doing what he's doing. He goes on holiday, and we say, go and enjoy yourself. But we'll also have, maybe we might aim
little touch points
on a normal day where he might just be sat around the pool. when they're not doing much, it might just be like, okay, let's just aim for a couple of meals today. And if you do have a few drinks, maybe just don't have beer after beer after beer. Maybe make a slightly choice. And then he'll message me or send me a video once a week, literally more often than not, just to show me what's going on his holiday, just to have a bit of a chat. Yeah. But I know that just doing that, he's going to come back from a month's holiday and he's pretty much going to be in the same position in what he went in.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is the thing, because what this does as well, it sets you up. So rather than then having to do another diet come September time to make yourself feel good again for Christmas or whatever that might be, you know, for a lot of our clients now. So for example, we've got everyone coming in to do the photo shoot on Saturday. Yeah. Right? This is a really good example. So they've had this big marker, big thing they've been working towards, a photo shoot. Not everyone's going to have something that extreme, of course, but got the photo shoot. Literally every single one of them is going to be going, for me, into like a very gradual reverse diet, but with loads more flexibility and freedom of life to enjoy the summer. Yeah. Like they've all grafted really hard to get into the shape of their lives so that they can actually enjoy the summer now. Yeah. And I've said to them, listen, my primary focus, every single one of them, is to get them through to September in a pretty decent position, i.e. maintenance, right? Yeah. And if we can do that, and then a few of them have said, listen, if we can do that, great, because what that does is it lays the foundations for what we want to do next. Yeah. Right. Some of them, it might be another dieting phase, as you say. Some might want to lose a bit more weight. Some, the chances are, the vast majority, got Joe coming on the podcast soon, someone like him, it might be to reverse his calories and go into another gradual gaining phase. But the idea is to just kind of maintain things. But yeah. And you know what? People's kind of perception of progress, for whatever reason, I think it's just like the online world, etc. Like people only view progress as fat loss, and it's not at all. Like not in the slightest. Like maintenance is probably the hardest thing to do. So if you can go in, enjoy a summer and still train and still watch your nutrition on the vast majority of days and just kind of tick over, as we say, but still really enjoy yourself and come back in the same position that you left. That's huge progress. Yeah. In a position where you normally go backwards and you normally gain 4, 5, 6 kilograms and feel shit about yourself, the fact you've not done that but you still enjoyed yourself. Yeah. That's amazing in my eyes.
Yeah, it definitely is. And it's like, just as like, to put it really simply, you know, think back over the last 2, 3, 4 years, you've probably been pretty consistent with, maybe it's going to the gym, maybe it's playing a sport, maybe it's doing a bit of running, whatever it is. You've always done something, right? But you've not going to have been dieting every week for the last 2, 3, 4 years. If you have, you need some help because there's something going wrong. So the diet, you don't only ever need help when it comes to fat loss. Your fitness is not only ever about fat loss. There's obviously going to be times, as you've had yourself, where there's going to be a slight change of the goal. Maybe you want to get a bit fitter, run a bit further, get a bit stronger, build a bit of muscle. It requires the same amount of planning and structure. And like we were just saying, I've got Gary and Michelle at the shoot this weekend. And they're coming in for the second photo shoot. They both just dieted, the looking class. They've then got 2 trips to Greece over the next month or 2, over the summer. So the plan is literally get them lean for the shoot this weekend, maintain them through the summer for the holidays so that they stay in roughly the same spot, but they can just go and enjoy themselves on holiday, not worry about anything, so that after the holidays in September, they're in a perfect position to go into a gaining phase because they already know, and I think that they might have already booked it, I don't know, but they already know that they want to then be in shape for their holiday next year, but they want to have more muscle than they've got at the minute. So it's like, right, we'll maintain you through the summer so you can enjoy it. We'll put you in a gaining phase through the winter where we focus on building muscle, getting stronger, and then we'll diet you down next year at some point ready for the next holiday.
It's just having that long-term thinking, isn't it? Rather than just being short-term fat loss all the time. But yeah, so basically we just wanted to give a bit of an insight into kind of what we do, because it is, like I said, I just think it's something that people just let things go so much. It'll be the same kind of conversation in December that we'll have as well about Christmas time. But I think weirdly, summer seems to be worse for it. People just seem to, like, more so than Christmas, just seems to scrap it all.
I think Christmas is a bit more, like it's a bit more of a sharp, intense. Summer's very spread out over a few months. Yeah. Whereas Christmas, there's not a lot.
If you don't do much for 2 or 3 weeks, it's not going to be the end of the world.
There's not a lot going on in the build up to Christmas, apart from maybe the odd Christmas market or whatnot. And then it's just for 1 week, it's Christmas,
yeah.
And then it's New Year. Everyone's back on it again. Yeah. So I think Christmas, it is different. It's like, it can be as impactful, but it's just a much shorter time window. Yeah. But people do definitely seem to be more consistent in the run up to it, I think.
And I just think it's one of them where, like I say, if you just do things a bit differently, view progress a bit differently to what you normally see progress, maintenance is amazing progress, trust me, because again, the stats would say that 95% of people regain the weight they lose anyway. So if you can actually be the outlier and maintain the weight that you've lost and the fat you've lost, then fucking amazing. And then, like I say, it just gives you that platform to do something different. It means that you don't have to spend the winter dieting. You can actually spend the winter performing really well in the gym, building some muscle,
Staying leaner.
feeling
good about yourself.
Yeah, and it's just changing that kind of that mindset, that long term mindset.
And everyone goes it. Most people go into a diet from a position of I don't like how I look, and I want to like how I look, which is cool. That's most people.
Yeah.
But then it's kind of if you flip it, and if over this summer and up through the winter you still stay consistent, you still enjoy the socials, but you have a plan, you build muscle, whatever. You're then coming into a position next year where you might want to diet for your holiday again, but you're coming into it from a position where you're like, I actually already like how I look. So how much better do you think you could look now? If you're coming in from a position where you already like how you look and you're going to do the diet again, just imagine how much better you could feel about yourself if you're already happy. Whereas if you're coming from a position where you're not happy, hopefully you'll get to a position where you are.
Yeah.
But the potential for improving is just so much more.
Yeah, 100%. So
that's it. I don't think we have a physique fuck up today, do we?
We don't. No, we were basically. I was just going to call out the entire nation for just being shit across the summer. That was about it. But that was kind of what the episode's about. So there's not really a fuck up.
No.
Maybe we're the fuck up.
Maybe.
Maybe me more so because it was my job to get one.
I was trying to think of a joke about the voting today because it's the election today, innit? But we won't get into politics.
You know, I was going to ask if you voted.
I have voted.
Have you?
I got there for 7 o'clock this
morning. Did you really?
Yeah.
I've not, and I feel kind of ashamed for doing that.
Do you know what? It's the first year where I've not actually actively been like, I know what this, had a very clear idea of these people are standing for this or I support this, that or the other. It's this year. It's very much more a case of I know who I'm not voting for. Everyone else, it's been a little bit different.
I feel very similar to you, and I think we're probably on the same page with it. But like, I don't know. I just find it so difficult when I find the vast majority of them just fucking idiots.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And like, I don't really trust any of them, really. So it's like, what the fuck do I do? Yeah, we'll leave it there.
We will. It's a loaded subject.
Yeah, it's a loaded subject for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Right. Well, thank you very much, guys. Like, subscribe,
share.
Yeah.
Tell your mum. Tell your dad.
Tell your mum.
Tell your dad.
Tell your dog.
Catch you in the next one.
Bye bye.